Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Elliott Homestead. We have a special video for you today. It feels really special to me. It feels like a long time coming. But before we head out to the barnyard, I wanted to make sure that you were aware of some of the resources that we have here at the Elliott Homestead for you. The first of those is our cooking community. So you guys have probably heard me talk about this over the years. We're in our 6th year now of the cooking community, and we've learned a lot during that time, and we're really excited to share what we have in store for 2024 with you. And right now you can still lock in 2023 prices for just a little bit more time before that switches in the coming year. So you can check out details to that below the video. So if you're unfamiliar with our cooking community, this is something Stuart and I started to kind of join up together with other people to teach them how to cook from scratch real food. The way that we do that is by creating 5 new recipes every month that are whole food based. They're meant to be resourceful, they're meant to be economical, they're meant to be delicious, they're meant to teach you new skills. So every month, if you're a physical shipping member, these physical cards actually arrive to you in your mailbox. You can write on the back, keep notes. They're wipeable, they've got pictures and easy to follow directions. Then each recipe also is correlated to a video. So you get exclusive access to me cooking this recipe, giving you substitutions, giving you ideas, and helping you to develop new skills in your kitchen, ultimately so that you can eat better food and that food tastes better. We also have a thriving online circle community that's exclusive to our cooking community, where you can hop on, you can share, you can enter the monthly giveaway, you can learn from other home cooks. It's a great place to be. There's a lot going on there, and we would love to welcome you into the cooking community this coming year. There's more information on that below the video. And real fast before we go, I wanted to let you know about a new resource that's over with our newsletter. There's another link to that below the video. But now, starting this year, I'm creating breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal planning menus for you that you can get over there. Cooking community members get these as well. You can print them off, use them to recipe plan. So there's some great resources for you. You can check all of them out below the video. Now let's head out to the barn. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the cottage. We're going to take you up to the barn today to show you something new, something really special. If you look closely inside the lambing pen, you'll notice that a few of these things are not like the other. So if you've been around our channel for a while, you know that we've raised Katahdin sheep for over 10 years, which is pretty incredible. But Katahdin are a hair sheep, and people mistake them often for goats. But they are not, they are sheep. And you can tell which ones are the Katahdins because they don't grow a fleece like your normal sheep. Instead, they grow this hair, and it gets a little poofier during the winter time, but then they just shed it in the springtime. So you don't have to worry about shearing. But if you look in here, you'll notice that 2 ewes do have a fleece because we have a new breed. Okay, so here we have our 2 new dairy ewes, which I feel like has been a long time coming because I began this conversation about getting dairy ewes almost 3 years ago. It's been something that's kind of been on my mind for a while for various reasons that we've talked about in previous videos, such as the ease of breeding sheep.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to bring in ewes to breed than it is to try to get a bull here to breed our cow.
Right.
So
Right.
that was one of the things we had to address. So.
Right. So we already keep a ram year round. So breeding sheep is going to be so much easier for us. It's something we're super familiar with. And just because we only are on 2.5 acres, that lends itself a lot better to having a ram and having 2 more ewes in our herd than having a bull here, which is a bit tricky, especially since we need to redo a lot of fencing. So this is Pepper and this is Fanny, and we are really excited to have them here. Both of them are due with twins or triplets next week. So by the time this video airs, we'll just be a few days away from really expanding the herd all the more, which is really exciting.
It is, yeah. And these are, like you said, a new breed of sheep for us. So we're learning a little bit too in the process of this about how to keep these guys and what they need in order to be healthy for the new lambs and for milk and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So, you know, it's funny because we've had sheep for a decade and we've had a cow for a decade that we've milked, but dairy sheep is something new. So one thing that I learned just this week is that most dairy farmers don't milk their sheep when they're pregnant. So unlike a cow where you milk them for 6 months of their pregnancy, once the sheep are bred, which is typically around September, then you stop milking for 5 months until they lamb in the late winter, early spring. So that's going to work okay for us, I think. It's not super fun to milk when it's really cold outside anyway, but it's just something we're going to have to adapt around. So these are actually a crossbreed. I know people will be curious what kind of dairy breed we went with, and for various reasons we decided to not go with purebred animals. I'm going to put a link below the video to the farm where we purchased these sheep. They're a Washington farm. They do a great job and have been a huge help to us. Want to give them a shout out. And they have a lot of great information on, these are 4 different breeds all crossbred together, and they have very breed specific information about why each breed. So I'm going to put a link to that below the video. There's a few I can't pronounce, but I know there's East Frisian and Finn sheep, and then 2 other, do you remember what the other ones are?
Not off the top of my head.
I know one's called RA, but I can't think of what that actually stands for. Anyway, I'll put that information below the video, but the point is we needed really hardy, sturdy animals that could kind of just be raised alongside our meat sheep. Now, obviously, you can see that these girls are halter trained, which is so nice. They just wear these little collars, and I really want to get them some little leather ones with a bell because why not? But it's kind of weird to have use that, let us come up to them, let us touch their head, let us pet them, let us touch their legs. Yeah, it's kind of new because that's not the way our other sheep are.
Yeah, no, and it's been really nice, and it's going to give us lots of opportunities. I was even thinking the other day about just being able to train our herd dog a bit, and just how much nicer it is to have an animal that already wants to respond to you in an obedient way, you know, and that's actually, I think it'll help us give him some training, our herd dog training. Right. So
he's still a puppy. He's not even a year old yet, so he has some learning to do, and they have some learning to do to get used to him. You can see him kind of looking. That's because the puppy's sort of pacing in the background. So we are going to plan on hand shearing these, which is something I've wanted to do ever since I watched Edwardian Farm or Victorian Farm or one of those where they use the little hand clippers to shear the sheep, and it takes
you're
Alex.
Gonna use the hand clippers,
No, but I just mean it was just so fun. It's just so fun. There's 2 of them, so it'll be fine to do it by hand.
I think we'll probably use electric ones.
Well, I know, but I just mean we're not bringing in somebody who's trained to do it.
Sure, yeah,
we'll be doing it ourselves, is what I meant.
I'd like to get to the point where I could do it with the hand shears, but
probably not.
Yeah, I think for this go around, we'll probably
Right. So what we've been told is that they're used to being sheared once a year. So you can see they have full fleeces now. They're just really incredible. And as much as I would love to spin this and knit a sweater out of it, that's not really realistic for right now because we're just getting used to this new piece of things on the farm. So the plan is to shear them just a few weeks after they have their lambs. That'll get them through the worst of winter, and that way they'll be nice and clean and sort of sleeked up for milking, which will just help to keep milking clean, which is a big part of milking. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's sheep milk, which is delicious, super rich, And it's also going to be a manageable amount for our farm right now because of homeschooling and the other obligations we have. We don't have a ton of time to devote to advanced long-form cheese making. So we'll kind of concentrate on some fresh sheep cheeses and just having a beautiful supply of raw milk on hand, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. So we'll be learning as we go along a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a fun process to document and to learn about.
Yeah, and I think it's worth saying that it's good to, here we are almost 15 years into this homesteading journey, lifestyle, whatever you call it. Actually, maybe even more than that. But the reality is we're still students. We still have a lot to learn. And let that be an encouragement, I hope, is that you don't have to have it figured out. When we got our first dairy cow, she showed up at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, no calf, in milk, and we had to milk her, having never milked a cow before, never having met this cow before, an hour later. And it was like, you just have to do it. You just have to be kind of willing to do it.
Yep.
Poor Eleanor, she wants some.
Yep.
And I love that piece of it. I love the piece of homesteading where you're forever a student and you never stop learning. So this is a piece of sheep from shearing to managing even their dairy kind of requirements, their nutritional needs that they have. This is all new for us. So right now they're getting 2 pounds of grain a day to kind of just support them in their pregnancy. So sprouted peas, sprouted oats, sprouted barley, alfalfa pellets, fermented hay. Those are all kind of good ways to get that nutrition in them. But you got to really feed dairy animals if you want them to produce milk. So it's a good opportunity for us to bring them out, even though they don't have their lambs yet. Bring them out each day. They're getting used to us, getting used to the sounds and smells of the farm, getting used to the dog, getting used to the kids, getting used to just kind of eating out of a bucket. And usually when we bring them out, we try to just kind of rub them all over, just touch them all over so they get used to us, under their belly, touch their udders. And I don't know, it's an adventure ahead.
Indeed, it is.
It's exciting.
Yep.
Okay. All right, check this out. We had another set of lambs over the weekend, and they were white and black, which is pretty cool. Oh, she's looking for them. Here they are, Mama.
Good morning. Oh, there's one. There's the other one.
We really don't do too much to manage our lambs. We don't worry about vaccinating them for a lot of things because they don't ever leave the farm. They're not breeding stock. These are just for meat production. We also don't bother with docking the tails. We just leave them as they are just because we can. It's not a problem. Humidity is not a problem. Worms really aren't a problem here, which is typically why you dock the tails so that when they grow a fleece, it doesn't get all poopy and then get like botflies and stuff in it, but that's just not a problem here. So management technique is really minimal. All we've done now is put them into kind of this warm, dry pen that you see behind me where we can get at everyone really easy. They can't run away from us so that if they need help lambing, we can keep an eye on things a little bit closer and get in a little bit easier. Here she is, Mama. There you go. It's just a sweet time of year. There's a lot of beautiful new life. Look how dark this little one is. And they're all girls. 4 girls so far this year, which is pretty incredible. So sweet. That white stands out so much, darling. It's pretty cold out here. Should we go get a hot drink? Should we go warm up?
I want to make one of our favorite winter drinks.
Yeah, a little hot toddy.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right then, Birdie, let's go. All right, Stu. I didn't think that I liked whiskey, but it turns out that I do.
You just got to put it in the right form.
Yes.
Yeah. So hot toddy is a good way to start enjoying whiskey, I suppose.
Right. So this is something that happened last week when it was so cold. You just had to be drinking something warm all the time. So when it was dinner time or I wanted to have a glass of wine, even that sounded too cold. Insert the hot toddy.
Yeah, so it's not a complicated drink at all. And all it takes is some honey, some hot water, lemon, and whiskey.
Yes.
I'm going to try this with 2 different kinds. One is a typical bourbon. The other is this, which I've never had, but it's like a blended Scotch, but with rye.
Okay.
As well. So rye typically has a little bit more spice to it. That might be kind of nice on a hot toddy.
Okay.
And then you can add your hot water and maybe a cinnamon stick if you need a little bit of spice,
Yeah.
like a little bit of seasoning.
I think we like our hot toddies a little different. So
Yeah.
maybe you make yours and I'll make mine.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I like my whiskeys a little bit sweeter than Stuart does. This is also my favorite mug. So I'm gonna go for it.
I got you that mug for
Christmas
one year.
Yeah.
A long time ago. This is my favorite mug.
Is this mine?
That one's for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna do, I like 1 shot. I don't like it too strong. Just enough to warm the cockles of your heart. That's 2 ounces, right? 1.5 ounces.
Ounce and a half. Yeah.
Okay, whiskey done. You're just doing 1 too?
Just one.
All right. So this is beautiful honey from the bees. And I do about that much. And I just stick the spoon in there. How much do you do? Same.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, now this might be where we part ways. With the lemon, I do half a lemon, which is a lot, but I could basically just drink it straight. I love it so much. It's probably a good tablespoon.
I'll do a quarter.
A quarter.
Yeah. Just to be different. I usually don't complain about the ingredients if you make them. I'm not too picky.
See, that makes me feel bad because you did make me one last week and I did kind of complain. I was like, it doesn't have enough lemon.
Yeah, that's the first thing you did.
So I had to get up and put more lemon in.
Yep.
I'm
You're
sorry.
welcome.
All right, just waiting on the water. Okay, here we go. You gonna do it? Am I gonna do it?
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Gotta give it a sec for the honey to melt. Oh, it smells so good already. This will warm you up. Can't believe I spent so many years of my life not drinking these. So many cold days.
It's basically medicine, right?
Yeah.
This is what it is. Yeah.
You can't really afford not to drink it.
It's like a health food.
Oh. There we go. Perfect. Cheers. Enjoy.